Okay, I got a bit of luck on my side today after those two weird wins. So, can we try and play a gambit of some sort of win gambit maybe? Okay, so let's try and get the most out of this. So a solid centre. Do I want to exchange off the light square bishops? Maybe not. Maybe just knight f1 to e3, just harass the bishop on to g3. Then play h4, h5. So bishop g6, okay. Okay. And what about rook h4 to g4? Creative juices starting to flow. I can feel them. I'm protecting d4. It's got a purpose as well as being creative. Okay, get a rook to g4 and tying down the king side. That's a theme in another opening anyway, to start tying down the bishop. So we put the king over like this. Maybe it is starting to be time to consider a3s, but they've gone now. I think the possibility of a3 is gone. So can I build up some kingside action without losing this guy? Oh, okay, I'll have to get rid of this guy. This bishop's not doing anything. Whoa, this is looking a bit dicey. Okay. So where's he going to castle though? With rook c8, he's going to have to crawl his king manually, maybe. But how would I build up pressure here? In fact, I'm attacking the knight. I've just realised I'm attacking the knight. A3 also is using a pin now, so AB is actually again threatening the knight. So knight c3. I don't know. There's AB there. So this is attacking the knight as well on a4. Coincidentally, knight's a bit of a target. Ah, it's check. Ouch. Okay, but the table's turned again. I don't know. Queen c1. I'm tying down the knight to the rook. Queen c1. Would he notice that? Little details. There's knight c4. What's that about? Bishop e3 here. Anything more radical? I can't kick the queen. Queen's kind of invaded the position here. What about b5? That doesn't really do anything. So knight e1. This queen takes d2. So I should move this bishop somewhere. Maybe bishop e1 keeps hold of b4 a little bit. b4 can be taken, but g7 backfire. I'm getting queen f4. Queen f4. Queen f4. What would queen f4 do? Just pressure on f7 and g7. Queen f4 does nothing. I really need pawns to sort of break through a little bit more. Let's imagine breakthroughs though. Queen f4, knight g5. I lose the knight. Doesn't do anything. Just creates a temporary. I don't know. It does nothing. Knight g5, knight h4 to f5 does nothing. A lot of things that do nothing here. Rook a5. That doesn't. Yeah, that knight takes and he's protecting the rook. So queen f4 anyway. I'm just trying to get the creative juices going there with examination of seemingly absolute rubbish. But this rook, I mean, can that be used in any way? The king's stuck in the middle. It isn't so clear cut. Now there's pins. Like queen h6 demonstrates as a pin. So I don't know. But how do I get these pieces doing anything? I can decoy the queen. That's rather useless as well. I can play this, which just waits, which I think I'll do that. Now, so again, I'm in a stuck position. What about rook a2 just waiting again? Maybe rook d2 might be a possibility, or rook e2. Rook a2, rook d2, bishop d2, bishop takes h6. That's a good point about this pin. Bishop d2 now, and if the queen moves, finally some action there. Okay, so if he takes, I can evict the queen. No, the counterplay is really it's not giving me too much to play with. So what to do? Rook g6 takes, queen's on it again. Really want to evict that queen. Rook e2. Oh, let's try rook e2. Whatever that does. So I'm a bit stuck here for what to do. Yeah. So just queen is a pawn if I'm not careful. If I take and then knight e1, just trying to evict the queen, he's got queen f5. There's knight h4 to f5 maybe. I think I'll go for that plan. Just to sack a knight to get some counterplay, otherwise I'm dead in the water. This pawn might as well queen. Mind you, the rook's going to be dropping off as well. It's not too pleasant. So knight f5 mixes it up. What about bishop b4 first, so I can try and get in knight d6s? Or rook e3s. I think I have to mix it up, whatever happens. So lose a rook, lose a knight, whatever. Just mix things up here. Maybe knight takes g7. Knight takes h6. Well, it's the most confusing move ever. Okay, so I'm losing an entire rook now. Great, but so he's going to play queen e2. Maybe knight takes g7. Knight takes h6. Rook takes g7. Well, if he doesn't take on e2, then knight, I don't know. So I think this has confused them anyway. Slow down here. They've only got a minute left. Think about this. Can you just take on e2? It looks as though you can just take on e2. The knight's actually covering d6. Oh, knight takes g7. Whoa! I think he's panicked. That looks like a panic move, not needed. Okay, so e6, then knight takes g7, and if queen takes, then there's queen f7 and queen e6. I think I'll go for that, just to try and get in. What about just rook e6, trying to bring the king out? Just rook takes, and there's rook g6. Just bring the king out. So I'm losing the rook anyway. Might as well lose it in style. So g6 in, and no knight takes, or doesn't look too convincing still. I can take on b4. I think I'll do that first. Try and weaken d6. In fact, rook d6 here. Rook d6. Whoa! The rook and knight working well, which is just as well, because I haven't got too many other pieces. So I've got rook e6. I've got luxury of rook e6 here. When I got rook e7 at king d7. Rook e7. Let's try this again. Okay. There's no knight takes g7, is there? So is he going to just accept a draw here? He is. Oh well. I didn't really have anything, I guess. Okay, so that was a bit on the wild side without using pawns to break through. It's a bit difficult, I think. So, yes, interesting. Right, okay. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks so much.